It's Nathan Birch from B.Invested.com.au, and today I want to talk to you about the difference between buying a property to hold it and buying a property with the intention to on-sell it and make a profit. So I look at the deals as two different transactions and two different purposes of buying. So every property I buy, I look at it with buying it below market value. So you've got equity inbuilt into it. And people often ask me, Nathan, should I buy a property and flip it and build up some capital first, or should I buy a property and keep and build a portfolio? And for me, I normally say, look, it's up to you and your financial situation, all that sort of disclaimer stuff. For me, I think it's very important to build your property portfolio first. So this is I'm recording this in 2013, June 2013, and when I look at the current market, like this is a perfect example of building a property portfolio or buying a property just to sell it for cash. There is no right or wrong. Like, you can buy a property and sell it and make some money, but there's a difference between being a passive investor and an active investor. So what do I mean by that? An active investor means that you have to buy that property, sell it, make yourself 50 grand, 30 grand, 100 grand, whatever the case may be, then go and find another one, buy it and sell it, buy it and sell it, buy it and sell it. The whole process of doing that isn't very quick. It can take, well, if you think about it, you find a property, locate it, negotiate it, buy it, you settle it, you do a renovation to it, you put it back on the market, it takes a while to find a buyer, then you sell it, you hopefully make some profit from it, then you wait for it to settle. It takes about 6 months. So if you're tying your capital up into that for 6 months, you might be able to do 2 a year. But at the end of the year, you've made yourself $100,000, let's say two properties you've flipped and made 50k profit. It's not the easiest thing to do. And then once you've done that, you're still sitting at no properties. Like you haven't accumulated any more buy and hold portfolio. You haven't built your portfolio any further. On the other card, you could have bought 3 properties, bought them below market value, extract some of the inbuilt equity, go and move on to the next deal, extract it, buy the next one, and you could be sitting with a portfolio of properties here, or you can be sitting here with the cash. At the end of the day, if you're going to be building a property portfolio, you're going to have to invest that cash back into properties. So for me personally, it's all about building a property portfolio that'll help you live lifestyle on your terms and doing what you want to do. Recently I've been looking at the market very, very, very closely in Sydney. And if we look at the areas where I first started buying properties in Western Sydney, I was picking up stuff for like $130,000, $140,000, $150,000, and they were probably about $40,000 to $50,000 below market value at that point in time. What has happened over the years is the market stayed stagnant and started to tick up, and at the moment it's sort of like going up quite nicely. What I saw recently, I was looking online last night on realestate.com.au, and I saw a property where it's in the same block where I bought one for $130,000 and one for $140,000. This thing sold for $270,000. For me, I looked at that and it sold straight away, and it's under contract, and everything's sort of selling out there. I could have sold that and made $30,000, $40,000 when I bought it, or I could have kept it, forgotten about it like I have now, got, I don't know, maybe $100,000 loan on them or something, and look at it and go, okay, if I sold that today, I'd make $170,000 profit, like $170,000 in my pocket. From that perspective, if I have 10 of them, I could have 10 times $170,000 in my pocket right now. It's 1.7 mil. You'd have been sitting there buying and selling and missed the marketplace and been a very, very active investor throughout that period. There is no right or wrong. Personally, I'm a big advocate of building a property portfolio and watching it double, so you make real net worth over time. And do I plan on selling my properties? No, I can sell them and cash out. The good thing about it is my properties now rent for like $330 a week, and $330 a week on $100,000 debt is like, I don't know, like $200 a week positive cash flow, $250 a week in my pocket after expenses. It's pretty cool. Like, you have 10 of them in your pocket, there's $2.5 grand a week, 150 grand a year, or 125 grand a year. What's more important to you? Like at the moment, if you just bought and sold, you wouldn't be having that passive income stream of $100,000 from those 10 properties there that you bought beforehand. You'd be there still trying to find that next deal because you never retained onto any of them and held on to the property. So Can you buy properties and successfully make money and sell them? Yes. Can you make money by buying properties and holding them? Yes. Which one is better? Do you want to keep doing that and trying to find your next dollar later on down the track? Or do you want to have a passive income stream coming in for the rest of your life? And do you want to know that your net worth position keeps going up? Do you want to have a low LVR over time? It just depends what you want. For me, the big winner is building a property portfolio, which just goes up over time, and you have the passive income coming through over time. Were those properties positive cash flow from day one? No. Interest rates were 9%. People told me I was crazy. People told me that the market was going to fall out, the sky was going to crash in, and we're all going to die. I made a decision based on financial numbers, and I said these deals were good, they were going to work for me to get me to where I wanted to be. Did it work as to plan? No. Some things changed. Like I would have rather more to be houses and all that sort of stuff. I do have houses, townhouses, units, villas and all that sort of stuff. But for me, the numbers, I couldn't have looked at it any better than what it looks like today. So for me, that strategy has worked for me. I'm a big advocate of that. Do I buy properties to sell them today? Yes, I do. I do occasionally buy a property to sell it. Do I do it often? No. Maybe 1 or 2 a year, and it's the way that I purchase them and the means of how I fund them to actually offload that property. I buy it for the purpose of selling it, yes, but I've got my portfolio there. I don't care if I have 70 properties, 75 properties, 80 properties, 85 properties. Not going to really make a big difference to the bottom line because the portfolio position is set. It's locked in. If I buy one and sell one, it doesn't make a difference. So what's the difference between 80 to 81 or 75 to 76? It's not going to make a big difference. But yeah, it's all depending on what your goals are. But for me, I'm more of a passive investor. I buy good growth properties that are below market value with a good strong income coming in, with an upside for growth. And yeah, people do buy properties to renovate them and sell them. It takes a lot more hard work. It's slower in the long run. And I think if you stacked both the results up in 10 years' time, 5 years' time, the option of building a property portfolio will far exceed buying and selling, because you don't have the leverage of growth. If you had 10 properties that went up 50 grand in a marketplace, there's $500,000. You're holding no properties in a marketplace that's going up. You're just continuously chasing your tail, paying more and more for the next deal that you're going to sell for a little bit more. You don't have the leverage of the amount of properties. So I hope that answers that question in the debate about buying and selling and buying and holding. For me, I'm a big buying and holding advocate. As for buying and selling, you can make money, not doubting it, I've done it, but I prefer that one over the other. So appreciate you watching the video, and we'll catch up shortly.